I posted my first YouTube video on May 19th, 2025 with the title Eurovision 2025 in Knitting. To this day, that video has 42 views. My name is Elizabeth, I run this channel and I want to reflect on my first year on YouTube. Now, I started YouTube because I was dealing with burnout. Last year, I got into my second burnout of my life. This time it was more than the first time around. I was gone for a month full-time and then another month part-time. In Sweden we have a 3-month notice, as opposed, I think, in the US where you have 2 weeks, but that meant that I was working 1 month, I was completely burnt out 1 month, and I was back part-time the 3rd month, and then I switched jobs. But during that time, the only thing that sort of made time pass for me mentally was knitting. So I had 2 big projects, my figure dress that I posted a video about, and the sweatpants that I'm wearing right now that are very heavily modified feel-good trousers by Novita. The first few weeks I was just completely useless. I didn't know time was passing. I was so tired. I was unable to make myself proper food. I just wanted time to pass and me to get better. So I watched a lot of YouTube and I did a lot of knitting. I even almost gave myself carpal tunnel syndrome because I was knitting so much. But during those hours and hours and hours of watching YouTube, I watched a lot of knitting content. Knitting has been my main hobby since I was 12 or something, so that's 20 years that I've been knitting, and I got into the gorgeous medium of knitting podcasts. I found some amazing creators that I really enjoy watching to this day, and most of their content I do not remember because a burnt out brain isn't great at remembering things, but I remember feeling very comforted and I remember feeling like someone was keeping me company while I was knitting, but they weren't expecting anything of me. So that is, I suppose, a really parasocial relationship that I had to those knitting podcasters. So when I had watched enough YouTube videos and was getting familiar with the concept and the rhythm of them, I felt curious, and curiosity had been completely lacking from me for just the longest time. So I decided to follow the curiosity and find a little bit of audacity to say, if they can do it, why can't I? Why can't I make a knitting YouTube channel? They have thousands of views. They have 30 videos and they have 15,000 subscribers. Why shouldn't I be able to do that? So in a very burnt out way, I went about it in a chasing numbers way. I read somewhere that if you post 100 videos, you will have found your editing voice and you will have found your way of filming and making videos, and that is the number to strive for. Also, consistency is key. Post 1 video a week and you will gain traction. And I had the very lofty goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers before December, because December is the most traffic heavy time of YouTube, and that is where AdSense pays the most. I've heard, I don't know, I'm not monetized, but I heard that that was the time where YouTubers are paid the most. And being burnt out and feeling useless at my work, I immediately jumped into the thought of how can I make this YouTube channel make me money? How can I make an income off of my hobby? Now in hindsight, that was really the burnout speaking. I'm not there anymore. I don't chase that the same way that I did before. Of course, I like growing and I like seeing my subscriber number tick up, but it's just so far off. It's just not going to happen, and that's fine. I do it because I like it, because it gives me joy, and because I enjoy having these little projects, and it's a creative space that I can also go back and look at afterwards, and I can share it with the other people. So back in May 2025, I watched the Eurovision Song Contest. I saw some amazing outfits, something that sparked my interest, and I thought, why not make a knitting pattern roundup inspired by the Eurovision Song Contest? So I researched my patterns, I decided which contestants I wanted to have on my list. I found a few patterns, and then I sat down and filmed. I moved like my reading armchair to be in front of my shelves, and I remember like trying to see what is visually appealing, what is too cluttered, and of course I wanted something green, so I let like a tendril of a plant hang down, and then I was wearing a green turtleneck, but I thought it's too hot, so I can't wear one of my knitted jumpers, but I wanted to wear something that I've knitted. And I just didn't have any appropriate self-made, hand-knitted, self-knitted garments at that time. So I wore a vest that was just not good. I don't like it. I don't think I've worn it ever since that video. But I wore that at least to give my audience a sense of I am a knitter. I know what I'm talking about. And as I said, that video has 42 views. It started off, I think I got like the first 30 or 35 video views within the first 2 weeks, and then nothing since then. And that's fine. I don't think that I would want to watch that video. The thumbnail isn't great, and it doesn't feel as relaxed as some of my later content. I had already decided that I would give myself 1 year on YouTube to see if I like it. Do I like this way of creating things? Is this something that I can make into a routine? And a habit takes time, so I give myself 1 year. And I said that I wanted to post once a week for that entire year. I wanted to reach 1,000 subscribers within that first year, and I wanted to be monetized. Now, I've managed to hit one of those. That is the thing that I can control. I have posted at least one video per week for a year. And then I'm not monetized, and I don't have 1,000 subscribers. As of filming this, I have 335 subscribers. So as I had decided that I was going to use this for a year, I signed up for an editing software. I bought a year subscription for that. I bought a cheap little clip-on microphone. I have since upgraded because that audio was just, it wasn't good enough for me to think that it was enjoyable making, and I don't want to fall into the trap of, oh, I don't like this because I don't have the proper tools. Now, can you film a podcast without a microphone? Of course you can. Your phone, I'm filming on my phone, is great at picking up sounds, but I wanted to capture the calm of those knitting podcast videos that I really enjoyed. So I wanted the audio to be better. So I then upgraded to this clip-on microphone instead. And I remember feeling quite sad about the video not reaching more viewers. I had seen other people really succeed overnight, and I thought, I have so much competence, I have so much knowledge, I have knit for such a long time, surely I have deserved to be successful on YouTube. And then as time goes by, I've realized that being a good knitter and being a good knitting content creator are two completely different skill sets. I have one of them and I'm working on the other, and that's fine. Filming and editing and uploading gave me a next small thing to achieve. Being burnt out, being a constant overachiever at work, and placing a lot of self-worth around what I produce that is worth money. Producing something, making something, creating something that wasn't about money was really, really healthy for me, I think. I needed something to pass the time with during those first few months. When I got off my contract, when my work finished, and my burnout period was technically over. I didn't start a new job until a month and a half later because it was the summer holidays or the summer vacation period. So I took some of my saved money to live off of, which is a very privileged thing to do. And my burnout recovery period was up until August. Now, it took months after that to be fully back. So I don't think that I would say that I am really back yet. I am at 90% capacity right now, but I'm still very vulnerable to those dips. And sometimes I just get overwhelmed like I didn't used to get. But filming, editing, uploading gave me a sense of time passing. I'm doing something and I'm doing it just for me. No one else profits off of this. And of course, yes, YouTube profits, but also viewers who watch aren't that many, and that's fine. So those who do watch and me, we share something. We share my little bit of effort and work and share the joy out of it. It's not that important, and that felt really good. Most of the videos that I filmed back in the day last summer were videos over long time. So I made a knitting vlog, I made a project vlog. So I would film something, edit something, then film something, add that to the work in progress in my editing app, and then go back and forth like that over a period of time. And some of the videos I could really tell a difference from when I started. If I filmed on a bad day, I was grey. I didn't have a lot of facial expressions. My voice was slower. I was just more boring to watch and sad to listen to. And then as the weeks progressed, I got a more peppy output and I got more like myself again. So the videos were in themselves a diary of my mental health. I had one video that got a bit of traction as Hank Green from Vlog Brothers and also from being Hank Green made his app Focus Friend, which is a bean knitting while you don't touch your phone, and as soon as you touch your phone the bean gets interrupted. And I made a video about reviewing that app and knitting a pair of socks at the same time, and that video got a bit more attention. To this day I think it has 150 views, which is not a lot by any means, but that was fun, and it was fun to see how reviewing something or talking about a current subject is more rewarding in the short run. Now, I usually lean towards evergreen content, which means that it's always going to be relevant to watch, because if you want to watch a knitting vlog, it doesn't matter if it's posted today or if it's posted 4 years ago, because the pattern is still the same and the experience is still the same. Now, some patterns, of course, are more hyped up at the moment than others, and if I were to knit something that is super hyped at the moment, like the bloodroot tee that I'm wearing, and posting a project vlog about that, that does get more current views. So I started my new job. I worked 100%. I was filming a lot of videos. I also started with short form content. I did shorts of blocking and styling and doing small tasks around knitting. And I think that confused the algorithm quite a lot. It did give me a lot of subscribers. I got 150 subscribers from just one short, and mind you, I have 335 subscribers, so a lot of them are from that one short. But I then decided at the end of the year that I do like long form content the best. This is how I enjoy making these videos the most, and having a channel that does short and long form is not a good strategy to be rewarded for the long form content, which I think is most enjoyable. So I decided to private all of my shorts. My views plummeted, my subscriber count stopped, and went back into the negative a few times even. One person here or there realizing that I was uploading long form content and they wanted short form content. We weren't compatible, so they unsubscribed, probably. Or because I said something that they didn't agree with, or they didn't like my videos, or whatever. But the growth stopped. The short video that I posted was of me blocking my dress, the dress that I had knit during my burnout. It got 36,000 views, which isn't viral, but it's a lot. A lot of people have watched my video, and then I posted a sequel to that, which got 9,000 views and some subscribers as well. But the long form is what brings me the creative joy. So that's what I'm focusing on, at least here. I do have an Instagram where I'm able to upload the shorts as well if I feel so inclined, and you can join me over there at _yarn.chicken_. I then decided to do something crazy. I wanted to do Vlogtober. They weren't very knitting centric, they were more talking, chatting, join me on the day in the life thing. And I think I managed to post every weekday for the entirety of Vlogtober, so October. And I got a few subscribers off of that. The videos were 10-15 minutes long, and I enjoyed that content creation as well. It felt more relaxed and less planned ahead, because during all of autumn I had been pre-filming for Vlogmas. I knew that I wanted to release one knitting related video per day in the weeks leading up to Christmas. And I did manage to do that. Some of them were better than others, but a lot of them were weeks of work. So knitting a pair of socks over a few weeks, filming, editing, and making them look cohesive, and then uploading in December. I think that was a really fun project, and it really challenged my executive functions that had been super low during my burnout. So that was also a challenge to see for myself what can I do? What can I manage? What do I like making? It worked out really well because during the autumn I also had to travel to another city for a course that I was taking for work. So I had 1 or 2 days off each month to go to the other city. So I would batch film ahead of time, and then the train ride there, the evening in the hotel, and the train ride back I would use for editing. And I enjoyed that setting. I enjoyed that way of working, and I think that if I were to do something similarly intense, I would have to have the same or something like that as well in the future. So batch filming and then editing, having focus time. I completely lost my train of thought. See, I'm not 100% back from burnout yet. Yeah, I managed to film and upload this much because I work from home 1 day per week. That gives me a solid 2.5 hours that I don't have all the other days. And then I also take advantage of my weekends. I don't have kids. I don't have any big social obligations during the weekends. Those mostly fall on the weekdays, nights. And when my partner is away and I have the apartment for myself, like I do right now, I take the opportunity to film. So I'm doing the regular uploading thing. I have a niche, a knitting niche, and I do the occasional cross-posting or cross-promotion, mostly on Reddit forums where I've posted some of my finished objects and linked the videos corresponding to them. I made a video talking about my knitted keffiyeh, and I posted that in anti-fascist knitting subreddit, and that pulled a few viewers. As I was participating in the knit along for the Bloodroot tea for Andrea Gorn, I posted at the end of that with my finished object asking if it's okay to share my video, and that gave me quite a lot of views as well. Now let's get into some stats, because I didn't feel like when I started my YouTube channel there was any transparent information about this sort of content. A lot of people who post in subreddits, they talk about gaming content, which I am not interested in at all, and it's not applicable to what I do in the slightest. So here are my current stats after a year and a week on YouTube. I have a total of 75,200 views, but most of them are from shorts, so if you take this away, I have 3,655 views. My public valid watch hours are currently at 329. To be eligible for monetization on YouTube at the moment, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and at least 4,000 public watch hours in the last year. Now, I am very far away from that, obviously. I have a third of the subscribers, but the watch hours are just, what am I, at 8% or something? So I am very far off. February was my highest view month with 702 separate views, and March had 448, April had 342, and May isn't looking to be too hot either with 266 at the moment. So it's ups and downs. I would have thought that February would have been slower, but apparently it wasn't. I think I uploaded some banger videos right then, and some of my videos from Vlogmas were gaining a lot of attention. My Oh My Figure Dress video, where I go through the stats and the construction for that, that has gained over 800 views, I think nearly 900 at the moment. I have an average click-through rate, so how many people see my thumbnail and choose to click on it, of 3% in total. That also fluctuates. 2026 has been higher, so 3.6%, with February standing out again with 4.7%, so a lot of people clicked on my February videos rather than other videos. I have an average viewing duration of 5 minutes 33 seconds, which is also a change. It has gone up quite a lot in May, 7.06 minutes compared to just 4 minutes in March. As for subscribers, most of them, but not all, are from shorts. My best subscriber day was December 13th, where I gained 11 subscribers. I've had several days, as I said, with negative numbers where people unsubscribe from me, and one of those days is because I unsubscribed from my own channel. So I used to be a subscriber for my channel, and then I decided to unsubscribe because I didn't want to skew the data and I didn't want to make it look strange. So I don't view my own videos, and I don't push up my own videos because I want my growth to be natural. 80.5% of my viewers are new, 17.9% are sporadic, and 1.6% are regular viewers. Shout out to those of you who have been here and who count as regular viewers, and also welcome to all of you others. So I have 39% of people watching on computers, 33% on phone, 16% on tablet, and 12% on TV. My age brackets, I have 20% of people being 18 to 24, 57% being like me, 25 to 34, 17% 35 to 44, and 5% 45 to 54, and just a few percentages over 54. My audience consists of 95% women, 5% men, and a small part of a percentage of undefined or other. So I think that checks out. That would be my assumption as well. Let me go look at my bread. I have bread baking at the moment. I completely failed with a sourdough starter, but I think I might have made it into something that can be eaten. It looks good. It has risen some, which I didn't expect at all, but we will see. So where are my viewers? I am from Sweden. I speak English in my videos. I have most of my viewers in the US, 35%, 9% in Germany, 6% in Great Britain, 4.5% from Canada, and then Sweden, India, Netherlands, Australia, France, and Poland follow in the low percents or parts of a percent. So what is next? I want to continue uploading, I want to continue sharing, I want to continue growing, experimenting, making more beautiful videos, making more enjoyable, entertaining videos, but also keeping this hobby interesting for myself. I don't want to film for the sake of filming, upload for the sake of uploading, but I like this continuity of uploading once a week. I always have a project in mind. I thought that I would have a difficult time finding things to film, and everyone was saying that it's the opposite. The first few ideas are the most difficult, and then they just roll, and you have so many ideas after that. And I completely agree. I have more ideas than I could possibly film. So if you give me input, what you want to see, and I find that it matches with something that I want to make, that's what I'm going to make, because right now I'm just doing whatever I feel like I want to do and seeing how well that is received. But if you have something that you are interested in that is knitting related or crafting related, do let me know, because that would be very interesting. That brings me to the point of like audience engagement. So what is most rewarding for me on YouTube isn't seeing my subscriber count grow or seeing my watch hours grow or my likes. It's comments. Those are the most fun. I mean, the first few uploads, I was super excited. I was following each video so closely, and when I saw that it had 1 more view or 2 more views or 5 more views, that was a huge deal in and of itself. Now that I have over 100 videos, I can't follow them. I mean, I do look at my previous video. I think I have my 3 last videos in the studio app, and I keep sort of a loose track on that. But what gives me joy is opening the app, seeing that little red notification that says I have a new comment, clicking on it and getting to read what you have written. So know that when you are commenting, when you are taking the time out of your day to leave a comment, that makes the creator on the other side so happy. So thank you so much for that. I realised that although I have knitted far longer than the people who started knitting channels that started during the pandemic or just last year, I still have to work on my video skills. I enjoy it, I find it interesting, but I don't think I have a natural talent for it. And I don't want to reduce anyone's success to natural talent either, because I realize that it takes a lot of hard work, it takes a lot of dedication and analytic mind that I don't really have for this sort of thing yet. It takes practice, and it also takes a lot of privilege, some which I have and some which I do not have. I look at the knitting creators that I watch, the ones with a lot of views, they are conventionally very attractive. Now, I am very happy with how I look, but I realise that I do not have a stereotypically Swedish face. A lot of the people that gain traction, at least that I've seen, are white, they are blonde, and they are very Scandinavian looking. That is a problem. I do go out of my way to try and find influence and watch other people who don't have the white pretty privilege. I also realised that me being able to speak in English makes it easier for other people to find my channel. I was debating on going for a Swedish or an English speaking channel, and I thought that the Swedish niche was just too small, that I wouldn't find success in it. Now I'm wondering if I should have gone for that instead, but I don't think that I will change. I like this concept really well as well. Fun thing, when I speak English in a natural setting when I speak to someone else speaking English. I don't speak with a British accent, I speak with an American. I decided to go for this accent because I want to move away from the US-centric part of the internet. I don't enjoy what the US is doing right now. I don't want to encourage the picture of the US as being the great thing to reach. I did work for years and years on making my English accent completely neutral. So a US native speaker wouldn't know that I wasn't from the US. I had people ask me if I was from Connecticut, whatever that means. But I don't want that. I'm not from the US. I don't strive to sound like I am from the US. I don't mind a bit of Swedish intonation creeping into my British, very affected dialect. So that's something for you to chew on if you want to. So next up, I'm going to take out my bread. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to edit this video and upload it, and the next year continues. If you have any questions about how I experienced this first year, how I made decisions, what I thought, if you wonder about any of these numbers, please leave a comment. As I said, they are what makes this the most fun. I'm happy to answer any questions, and if you're interested, head on over to Instagram and find me there, and we'll get chatting. So take care of yourself, and I will see you in year 2 of the Yarn Chicken YouTube channel. Bye.